So we got some amazing news for you guys, including a new DLC roadmap for Valheim, Burning Crusade coming to the WoW Classic, Diablo II getting a full remake, a new city building action RPG, and possible information on Genshin Impact's latest character. Hello everyone, my name is Solomon SK for Coffee and RPGs, where we cover the latest news, trends, and updates for the RPG gaming genre, including MMOs, JRPGs, online RPGs, and the like. If you guys have your cup ready with your beverage of choice, I'm drinking coffee as always. Let's go over these articles together. Cheers to you guys.
Consider hitting the subscribe button down below, as well as the bell notification right next to it. Thank you.
So let's go ahead and kick things off with a few articles from PCGamer.com, and in their first article it says that Diablo II Resurrected is coming this year, and yes, this is the Diablo II remake, a full 3D remaster. And it goes on to say that beneath the new graphics, which supports 4K and high refresh rates like 144 Hz, this is almost exactly like the same Diablo II it's always been. You can flip back and forth to the old graphics at will, and underneath its new 3D engine, Diablo II Resurrected runs on the old game's engine code, which is actually really cool. One thing of note also is that the audio has been remastered for Dolby 7.1, but it's going to use the same recordings from the original game. And Diablo II Resurrected is coming to both the PC and the consoles in 2021 with cross-platform progression available as well, and will go for $40 on the PC. And in their next article it says that Diablo IV will include a rogue class, and this is apparently a really big deal. Now, this class was in the original Diablo game but was pretty much absent for part 2 and part 3 as well, but it does go on to say that the rogue is one of the first available classes in Diablo 4, joining the previously announced barbarian, sorceress, and druid. Blizzard revealed the news during the BlizzCon opening ceremony. And as for the details for the rogue, in my opinion, the highlight of it is the 3 possible specializations in the game. One of them is the Shadow Realm, an ultimate ability which is literally used to escape into the Shadow Realm, where the rogue becomes stealthed. Another specialization comes from Diablo II Assassin class, the combo point system, and the combo points are gained by using certain abilities and spent with certain other abilities as well, which gets an effective boost from them. It's a system that keeps players cycling through abilities, and it's also seen in World of Warcraft's rogue. And the final rogue specialization is exploit weakness, a new high skill high reward system. With the exploit weakness enabled, an icon will appear over the heads of enemies when they initiate certain attacks, counterattack when the icon appears, and you'll get a big damage bonus. And quite possibly one of the worst kept secrets in the MMO world right now. In their next article it says that World of Warcraft Classic is getting Burning Crusade servers this year, and it goes on to read that WoW Classic players will be able to level up to a new level cap of 70 while exploring familiar zones like Hellfire Peninsula. Burning Crusade Classic will also unlock a ton of new, and this is in quotes of course, features like flying mounts, jewel crafting, the Draenei, and the Blood Elves of course, and the ability to play as a shaman or paladin regardless of your faction. It will also be included as part of your normal WoW subscription, and players will have the choice of whether or not they want their classic characters to progress into the Burning Crusade or stay at level 60 in Vanilla WoW Classic. And in their next article it says that World of Warcraft might one day let Alliance and Horde players raid and do dungeons together, and this is to address the population imbalance between the Horde and the Alliance. And it goes on to read that it is a very real problem, particularly at the high-end raiding and Mythic Plus scene. But so far as of right now, they do say that the Horde and the Alliance is split pretty evenly, but for certain social and hardcore players though, Horde did become a more popular choice, which has negatively affected high-end raiding and dungeon running communities. But again, this is not set in stone, this is just a possibility in the future, so you don't have to worry about this yet. And in their next article it says that Outriders is getting a generous demo next week, and by generous I really have to agree with them on this one, and this demo will be released on Steam on February 25th. It will feature 4 classes and 6 character slots, and you'll be able to keep your progress when the game actually launches. People Can Fly confirms that the game's prologue and opening chapter will be available to play, and this game is slated to be released on April 1st, but the studio also wanted to emphasize that this is a demo, not a beta test. And lastly, it will support crossplay with all platforms with the exception of Google Stadia. So let's go ahead and switch gears here and head on over to GamesRadar.com, and in their first article it says that Valheim DLC roadmap gets an update and hints towards new bosses, biomes, and more. And it goes on to read that Hearth and Home is the first planned update and will add more when creating your home. This will focus on the house building aspect of the game with more building pieces and stuff to do in and around the house. Also, the update will probably, and this is in quotes, so take this as you will also focus on food preparation aspects of the game, like adding more recipes. Next, after that update, the next one is called Cult of the Wolf, but there really hasn't been a whole lot of information to go on other than it will be an update that will focus on exploration and combat with hopefully some new fun and different encounters for players. And then the next update after that is called Cult of the Wolf, and this one is going to involve ships in the sea, and of course you will, as you might expect, will have more ship customizations at your disposal. There will also be new biomes added to the game at some point, which will arrive in the Mistlands update. Now, the dates for all these new updates haven't been announced yet, but considering the game's state is basically brand new, there might be some patience needed. And if you actually head on over to this article, which I'll have down in the pinned comment section below, you could actually see the roadmap here and the different updates that they have listed if you want to go ahead and check it out for yourself. And really quick, to all you Animal Crossing fans out there, in their next article, it says that Animal Crossing New Horizons will add items for St. Patrick's Day, Girls' Day, and Pie Day in the next update. So it's time to get your shamrocks and pie out, apparently. And in their next article, it says that Breath of the Wild 2 is proceeding smoothly. More news to be revealed this year. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's an announcement of an announcement. So I typically don't do these, but Breath of the Wild 2 is just, I mean, the Zelda franchise is just so huge right now. I just might as well let you guys know. So let's go ahead and switch gears one more time and head on over to massivelyop.com. And in their first article, it says that Bungie swells its studio size and seeks to expand the Destiny IP with new stories and experiences. And it goes on to read that the company announced that it would be expanding its home office in Bellevue, Washington, growing the building from 84,000 square feet to 208,000 square feet by the fall of 2022. Studio size is being built with the intention of housing multiple teams as Bungie seeks to increase the commitment to the long-term development of Destiny 2, tell new stories in the Destiny universe, and create entirely new worlds in the to-be-announced IPs. You know, I had my doubts about Bungie after they stopped developing Halo, but I'm glad that I was proven wrong. And really quick, in their next article, it says that Runes of Magic announces 2 new servers coming to the game, and this is actually really good news considering a lot of games out there will actually downsize, but they're upsizing, so good on them. But it does go on to say that no dates have been announced, but the servers in question will consist of 1 German language server and 1 international server for everyone to enjoy. And in their next article, it says that Dauntless plans to introduce gear level requirements for public hunts soon. And it goes on to read that apparently there have been enough players entering hunts without appropriate gear and enough demand from players to necessitate the introduction of hard gear level requirements. So therefore, there will be an update that will enforce a minimum level requirement for public hunts like hunting grounds. Private hunts, though, will not be affected by this feature. And let's go ahead and switch gears one more time and head on over to MMORPG.com. And in their first article, it says that Blue Protocol introduces a healing NPC in the latest update. And that's pretty much it. The NPC's name is Yi. Y-E-E. Yee! Anyways. And in their next article, it says that Skyclimbers, a multiplayer city building action RPG, hits over 700% of their Kickstarter goal. And as of recording of this video and the publishing of this article, it sits at $176,713, and their initial total asking pledge was $25,000. And so, yeah, that's a pretty awesome success. And it goes on to read that Skyclimbers, developed by Paratrope, details a lot of systems that the game plans to launch with, including procedurally generated biomes, mounts, taming, class building, and more. And the game will also have multiplayer capabilities as well as be cross-platform, and they have a massively infinitely generated universe, and the game's alpha is planned for the PC in the 3rd quarter of 2021. And really quick, I had to include this in here too because the anime fan in me saw this, but if you head on over to their Steam page and if you read their description, it says build your kingdom, choose your class, and tame monsters in this city building open world action RPG that takes place in a procedurally generated anime themed metaverse. And so when I read that, I definitely was very interested, so I might have to give this game a little bit more attention than I was initially going to give it. So there's my bias. You guys remember Crowfall, right? The game that's been in development forever. But in their next article, it says that Crowfall release is very close, according to a new developer interview. So yeah, basically, it just goes on to say that creative director J. Todd Coleman stated that the beta MMO is very close to launch this year, stating that the team has transitioned mostly from adding new things to the MMO to bug fixes and polish, which is awesome news. I just wish Star Citizen would also kind of be in the same position, quite honestly, but good on them to finally have an end product. And to all the Lord of the Rings Online fans out there, you can finally buy the mini expansion with Lord of the Rings Online points rather than shelling out real cash. Switching gears one more time, we'll head on over to MMOculture.com, and in this article it says that Gran Saga first post-launch seasonal mode and new character added. So what is this new seasonal mode that they added? Well, in Gran Saga it is known as the Altar of Seal, and basically you fight monsters, I'm guessing a wave of them, and you will be rewarded with additional seasonal rewards based on your score, so you're competing against other players as well. And switching gears one more time, we head on over to GameRant.com, and in their first article it says that rumor new Metal Gear Solid and Castlevania games in the works, so obviously take this with a grain of salt. But leakers have suggested that a new Silent Hill reboot is in development, and now the latest information suggests that multiple new Silent Hill games are in development. Also, VGC sources claim that Konami is looking to have Castlevania and Metal Gear Solid games developed via external companies, with release still years away. For example, a reliable leaker said that last year that Blue Point Games is working on the new Metal Gear Solid remake for the PlayStation 5, but again, grain of salt, everyone. And in their next article, it says that Final Fantasy 16 producer explains why updates are scarce. So basically, really quick, they just want to prevent spreading misinformation and setting unrealistic expectations, and so we're just gonna have to wait a little bit longer for more official information. And next, let's head on over to altchar.com, and I do apologize, the title is cut off on the right there, but it says that Genshin Impact Rosaria's Elemental Burst animation leaked with a question mark. A most recent tweet from a popular Genshin Impact leaker showed a short video of the game's upcoming 4-star character, Rosaria. Her release date isn't confirmed, but there is a chance that she will be part of the 1.4 update. Now, there is a link to this leaked animation in a tweet that was mentioned earlier. I'm not going to play it on this video right now, but if you want to check it out for yourself, again, I'll have a link to this down in the pinned comment section below if you want to take a look. But it does go on to say that thanks to Honey Hunter World, we already know most of Rosaria's stats as well as her Ascension materials. Her talent materials will be the ballad books. Her elemental skill is called Ravaging Confession, and it allows her to appear behind an enemy target and cut them down with her pole arm, applying Cairo damage. And that concludes today's episode of RPG news, updates, and commentary. I really do appreciate it if you made it with me so far, and if you feel as though I have earned your subscription, please consider hitting the subscribe button down below, as well as the bell notification icon right next to it, as that tremendously helps out the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. Anyways, everyone, I know that was a lot of articles, so I'll finally let you guys go. Hope you guys have a blessed night, and I will see you guys next time. Cheers again, everyone.